The nurse struck the millionaire's deceased wife in front of everyone. The reason left everyone stunned. The morgue was ice cold. The fluorescent lights buzzed softly overhead. In the center of the room, under a white sheet, lay the body of Eleanor Marlowe, the beautiful young wife of tech billionaire Victor Marlowe. Just hours ago, Eleanor, healthy, 34, full of life, had collapsed at a grand charity gala. Paramedics rushed her in. No wounds, no warning. Pronounced dead on arrival. Victor was out of the country, unreachable. The hospital administration wanted the case closed quickly. Unknown heart failure, the report read. Natural causes. No foul play. But Nurse Amelia Hart, in her sharp blue scrubs, stood near the table, her eyes hard. Something wasn't right. Amelia had helped wheel Elena in. She had seen her up close, her skin still faintly warm, lips not quite the pale gray of true death, and that slight flutter, barely noticeable, under her eyelid. She'd raised her concerns to Dr. Keller, the senior physician, but he'd brushed her off. "You're imagining things, Nurse Hart. The woman's dead. We'll sign the certificate tonight." Now, with two other doctors present for the final confirmation, Amelia's heart pounded. "She's not dead," her instinct screamed. As the doctors prepared the paperwork, Amelia stepped closer to the body. Her breath caught. There it was again, the faintest flicker in Elena's throat. Adrenaline surged. She knew if she waited, it would be too late. If they embalmed her or sent her to the funeral home, Elena would be lost forever. The other doctors noticed her tense expression. "Nurse, please step back," one said impatiently. But Amelia's fists clenched. She glanced at Eleanor's face. No bruises, no trauma, just unnatural stillness. Poison, that's what it had to be. Some kind of paralytic, a rare one that mimicked death. Her mind raced. Who would want to kill Elena? A rival? A jealous partner? Someone after Victor's fortune? No time, no proof, no permission. Just one chance. Before anyone could stop her, Amelia leaned in, raised her hand, and with a sharp crack, slapped Elena hard across the face. The room gasped. "Nurse Hart!" Dr. Keller shouted. "What are you doing?" Amelia didn't blink. "She's alive!" she shouted. "Look at her!" For a moment, all was still. Then a flicker. Elena's eyelids twitched. A faint groan escaped her lips. The other doctors froze in shock. "My God," whispered one. "She's responding." Dr. Keller's face drained of color. "Call ICU. Prepare the crash cart. Now!" he barked. Chaos erupted. Alarms blared. Nurses rushed in. Amelia stood frozen, heart racing, watching as Elena, the woman everyone had thought dead, clung to the thinnest thread of life. And in the shadows of the hospital, someone who had hoped she would never wake was about to be exposed. The ICU was a storm of controlled chaos. Doctors worked furiously over Elena Marlowe's body, inserting lines, pumping fluids, monitoring vitals. But amidst the shouting and flashing monitors, one fact was clear: she was alive. Barely, but alive. Nurse Amelia Hart stood near the doorway, still in her blue scrubs, heart pounding. She had been right. If she hadn't acted, Elena would have been buried alive, her death recorded as natural causes. It didn't sit right, not for a moment. But now the truth was rising. By the next morning, Victor Marlowe, the billionaire husband, had flown in by private jet, pale and shaken. Rushing into the ICU, he clutched Amelia's arm. "You saved her, but how?" "What happened?" Amelia met his eyes. "Sir, this wasn't an accident. Someone tried to kill your wife." Victor's face went white. What? Later that afternoon, with Elena stabilized but still unconscious, the toxicology reports came in. The verdict: traces of suxamethonium, a rare paralytic. Extremely fast-acting, mimics cardiac arrest. Poison. Victor's grief twisted into rage. "Who did this?" he thundered. Amelia's voice was steady. "That's what we need to find out." But they nearly got away with it. The hospital launched a full investigation. Reviewing footage from the gala event, Victor's security team spotted something: a glass of champagne handed to Elena, not by staff, but by Victor's business partner, Richard Vale. Richard, a man known to envy Victor's success, a man desperate for a controlling share in the company, shares that would have passed to him if Elena had died and Victor remained abroad. When confronted, Richard denied everything, but cracks soon appeared. A hidden vial of the paralytic was found in his home. The waiter he'd bribed confessed. The pieces came together. Richard had planned everything, knowing Victor was out of the country. Poison Elena, close the case quickly, and seize control of Victor's empire. But he hadn't counted on one stubborn nurse who refused to look the other way. 2 weeks later, Elena awoke, frail but alive. Her first words were, Where is that nurse?" "The one who hit me." When Amelia entered the room, Elena's eyes filled with tears. "You saved me," she whispered. "I heard your voice in the dark. You didn't give up on me." Amelia smiled softly. "Neither did you." The press soon caught wind of the story. Billionaire's wife saved from death, thanks to heroic nurse. Victor held a public press conference, standing proudly beside his wife and Amelia. "I owe Nurse Hart more than I can say. If not for her, my wife would be gone. She is a hero, and our family's forever in her debt." In the months that followed, Richard Vale was sentenced to life in prison. The hospital administration, who'd pushed to close the case, was replaced. And Amelia, she was promoted to chief nurse, awarded for her bravery, and became a national symbol for standing up when no one else would. But for Amelia, the greatest reward was simple. Each time she visited Elena, now smiling, healthy, reunited with her husband, she knew she had done what mattered most. She had saved a life. Months passed. Elena grew stronger each day, her recovery steady but emotional. She and Victor never forgot how close they had come to losing everything. They made sure the truth of the hospital cover-up was exposed, the corrupt administrators who had nearly allowed a murder to be buried with a fake death certificate. Public pressure forced new laws, stricter oversight on hospitals, new protocols for unexpected deaths. Nurse Amelia's name spread across the country. Parents sent her letters. Patients came to her hospital just to meet her. But through it all, Amelia remained humble. When reporters asked, "How did you know she wasn't dead?" Amelia simply answered, "I listened to what my eyes and heart told me." I refused to ignore what I saw. Victor and Elena invited Amelia to their home for a private dinner. As they sat together, Elena reached across the table and took her hand. "You didn't just save me," she said softly. "You saved our whole family, and we'll never forget it." From that night on, Amelia wasn't just their nurse. She had become part of their family. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button for more emotional, dramatic, and unexpected tales. And let us know in the comments, where in the world are you watching from? We love hearing from all of you. Until next time, stay kind, stay curious, and keep watching.